Good afternoon and welcome to Newsify. I'm Madhav Das Gopalakrishnan. We're bringing you some big updates on the show this afternoon. All eyes are on the TVK as the countdown to poll results begins and ahead of the verdict. A key strategy huddle is underway in the TVK as actor politician Vijay has reportedly called in all MLA candidates to the party office just days before counting. In a Times Now super exclusive, sources are now indicating that the leadership is actively engaged in pre-result discussions, working through multiple post-result scenarios with a strong expectation of a hung assembly. Concerns are also being raised within the camp over the possible poaching of first-time MLAs, allegedly by the DMK. Now, at the same time, deliberations are underway on whether to move candidates to a secure location or send them back to their constituencies. Sources further say that there is a proposal under consideration which includes obtaining signed letters of support from MLAs, a move reminiscent of earlier political strategies. So that is the latest in terms of the scoop coming in. Let's quickly tell you what top TVK sources are indicating to Times Now. They're talking about how TVK, of course, is looking at the various options, the pre-result strategy huddle that is, of course, currently underway. They're also talking about the fear of political parties, the bigger Dravidian parties, perhaps poaching TVK candidates, and therefore TVK may seek signed letters of support from these candidates. Now, this is something that has been done in the past. We've seen Jayalalitha and other leaders do this, and that's why they're looking at that possibility as well, is what we're told. There's also a plan to possibly move the winners that is under discussion, and that MLAs are likely to be moved to a secure location. Resort politics, perhaps once again, TVK style. Hung assembly fears have triggered this kind of an action plan, and there is intense brainstorming that is underway within the TVK as to what their strategy should be in coming days as well. So this is as far as the kind of information that we have coming in. Let's quickly open this up and take it across to our reporters joining us. With us is Imran Khan. Also joining us is Dharni Balasubramaniam. Zaka Jacob is with us as well. But Zaka, before I come to you, I want to quickly bring in Imran, who's got us this exclusive bit of information. Imran, this is massive because this shows that the TVK is really preparing. It is fearing speculation or fearing that there could be some kind of poaching of its own MLAs and therefore is not going to leave any stone unturned. Imran.
Well, absolutely, Madhav. It's a big deal for the TVK party, especially with actor Vijay, who is, has immense popularity and has started a political party, which is likely to be a big factor in the current Tamil Nadu elections. And especially one poll very clearly gives a majority to it. Now, the TVK chief doesn't want to take any chances. He says that many of his MLAs are going to be first-time MLAs, and they are susceptible to money power, is what a senior leadership of the TVK said. Hence, immediately as he came to know that already their MLAs are being approached, in case they win that constituency, to switch sides, and they say that many of first-time MLAs, even 1 crore to 2 crore, it would be enticing enough for the MLA to switch. These are the exact words of a senior leadership of the TVK. He said that even 1 or 2 crores would be enticing enough for the TVK leader, I beg your pardon, MLA who wins this, to switch this party side. Since they're leaving no stone unturned, they cite the earlier results of the actor turned politician there, where his party, many of the MLAs immediately switched sides, and the rival parties poached all of his MLAs. So they do not want a repeat of that. They are looking no stone unturned. There are very brainstorming happening. 3 possible scenarios they're looking at.
Okay, Imran, I'm going to come to you on the various scenarios, but I want to bring in Zaka on this. Zaka, 2 very clear points that Imran has pointed out to. He's pointed out to what has happened to Vijay in the past and other smaller parties in the past, and also this whole mode of getting signed letters of support is something that we have associated with Jayalalitha in the past.
Oh, absolutely. She used to do that. She used to get these almost like sworn affidavits with the signatures of the winning MLA saying that you will not cross over or you will not join the DMK. Now, look, there are a couple of things here. One, Vijay's best case scenario, as has been outlined by one of the pollsters yesterday, is he comes very close to the halfway mark and he'll need support of some independents or smaller parties. And possibly even, if the AIDMK numbers are as bad as this pollster suggests, the AIDMK could give outside support to Vijay. Now, I know for a fact that when the negotiations were happening, the backroom negotiations were happening, Vijay was offered an alliance with the AIDMK and the BJP. He rejected it on the grounds that he wanted the chief minister's post. But if the numbers stack up in a way, like this pollster is suggesting, that he gets about 90 or close to 100 seats and the ADMK is left at 20 or 25 seats, then the ADMK will have no choice but to extend support to Vijay's government with Vijay as chief minister. But the critical factor here, Madhav, is that Tamil Nadu has never returned a hung assembly. Certainly since the DMK came to power in 1967, it has been decisive verdicts. The only one time where there was a minority government was in 2006 when Mr. Karunanidhi became chief minister. He was supported by the Congress from outside. It was again not part of the coalition. It was a DMK government. So Tamil Nadu voters have been very, very decisive in that sense. They have decided very clearly, either DMK or ADMK in this case, if they've decided to vote for TVK, then they will give him a firm mandate. I don't think there will be a hung house, which, like I said, has not happened in Tamil Nadu since 1967.
Absolutely. In fact, let's go across to Dharni, because Dharni, you've been speaking to various sources of the ADMK. While formally they may want to begin, or at least project that they will begin their strategy and their talks after the counting happens, they do have some kind of plan in place. And what really will that situation be? Because in case ADMK does not make the halfway mark with its alliance with the BJP, would they be then looking at Vijay as a serious, source of support if they are able to cobble together an alliance then?
Well, of course, as many have reported earlier, before polls, there was a possibility of a TVK ADMK type. In fact, Vijay was offered an alliance by the NDA. The BJP was also, hoping for an TVK entry into the NDA alliance at the time. But for some reasons that are not publicly disclosed, that alliance did not work out. But now what we are able to understand is that the ADMK is open to the idea of having a post-poll alliance with Vijay's Tamil Kalagam in case post results, if the numbers are adding up, and in case if the ADMK is not able to arrive at the magical number by itself as an alliance, then the ADMK will be open to the possibility of opening its doors for Tamil Kalagam, is what sources tell us. But these are still in the surface level talks. Both leaders of both the factions, the second level leaders, they are telling that the talks are still at the surface level. There has been no confirmation yet. Depending on the the numbers on the result day, in case of there is a requirement for both the factions to come together to arrive at the magical number, then they will definitely explore that possibility of an alliance, and they'll
Dharni,
make
as
a
well as
decision.
Imran and Razaka, I'd like to thank all of you for joining us with your inputs and insights as far as this story is concerned. But why is this so significant? Let's quickly take you through one of the polls which has given the numbers as far as Vijay is becoming strategic in this entire aspect is concerned, and what has prompted the concerns within the TVK of the possible poaching of MLAs. This exit poll is what we're talking about. We're talking about the Axis Mindia poll, which has been the only poll that has projected a victory for TVK and set it apart from other projections. According to party insiders, these numbers have triggered intense internal brainstorming within TVK. Let's break down this particular Axis poll for you and show you why this is so significant or being talked about in any event. This is the number we're looking at, 98 to 120 for the TVK. Huge numbers over there. DMK in this scenario only getting 92 to 110, and ADMK at 22 to 32, which means that TVK, either with or without the support of the ADMK, would be possibly in the position to form a government there in Tamil Nadu. Will this happen? We don't know. And certainly this is an outlier of an exit poll, but a lot of talking as to what really is happening. Let's take a quick look at what really we're looking at in terms of the age-wise vote share when it comes to Tamil Nadu is concerned. Here is the 18 to 19 category, where 68 are giving, of course, 68% giving their votes to the TVK. In the 20 to 29 as well, 59% voters there voting for TVK. 30 to 39 again, 45%, close to half of those voters voting for the TVK. But as, of course, the age goes up to about 40 to 49, 50 to 59, 60 plus, etc., then the numbers supporting the DMK, it goes up to 37, 45, 49, and TVK subsequently declines 32, 20, and 14. And it's a similar sort of trend for the ADMK alliance, 25, 27, 33. So the traditional Dravidian parties get the votes of the older voters. But remember, the younger voters, given the huge numbers, the enthusiasm that we've seen in the streets, are going to play a very key role in this election. How much of that enthusiasm from the streets and, of course, the functions of and the rallies of Vijay will translate into actual votes? That is the big question. To try and analyze that and understand what's happening on ground, we have our guest with us, Mr. R. Rajagopalan, senior journalist. We have Apsara Reddy, AIDMK spokesperson. We also have A. Saravanan, DMK spokesperson. Joining us also is America Narayan, political analyst. Let me start with you, Mr. Saravanan. This is, of course, an outlier of a survey, but it's much talked about because it's not the only one. There are other surveys also which predict perhaps a smaller number of about 40 seats for the TVK. But one thing that many are looking at is that Vijay making a mark in his very first election, and that cannot be denied.
Yeah. Madhav, I think this is the ploy of all the Noida channels to engage, to grab the eyeballs for the next few days until the election
Channels don't do the surveys. Let's just make one thing very clear. There are various agencies who do it, but nevertheless,
yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah. See, that's what. The very fact that you're just trying to point out the hype, only one thing, and the dubious nature of the polls. We have seen how he was debunked earlier by the results, and now the same thing will happen. See, we are enjoying this. We are enjoying this tamasha, non-stop tamasha that is going on in the name of TVK, seeking voters and all that. This is totally detached from the reality. The reality is that we are going to get 180 plus seats. The ground is in our favor. So please, that is why I wanted to be part of this tamasha.
Okay.
The way,
America Narayan. Let's get a response from America Narayan. This is all tamasha. It's detached from reality, says a DMK spokesperson. Is Vijay really doing that badly? Is he not going to make any mark? What's your analysis?
My thinking is this is exactly what they did. They poo-pooed MGR. I'm not saying Vijay is an MGR today, but they're going to face the thing. I've been saying for the last 1 year that TVK is going to be a major player, and they have. That the Dravidian parties, and specifically the Dravidian module, is now being questioned. I think it's, as you can see from your own statistics on who is voting for whom, which age group, we can clearly say that the so-called Dravidian module and Dravidian parties are passé. Now the future is going to be the new party. I don't know whether he's going to form the government, but I can tell you he's going to be a significant player. You can't ignore it. One other thing is, it's very interesting. Money played a great role, and in spite of all the traditional, the Dravidian parties denying it, the new party, as I knew it, has not indulged in money payment as much. To the best of my knowledge, I've talked to people in the rural area, and they have also shown that organization in the booth. So, it's a natural that DMK spokesperson Saravanan to poo-poo them, but the reality is.
But America Narayan, may I ask you one question? Because, of course, we've seen star power work in the past. We've seen MGR and Jayalalitha. But, experts will say that MGR and Jayalalitha both had worked as politicians for many decades before they actually became chief ministers. That is point number one. And point number two is that even Vijay's TVK, while he has a huge fan base, it's not really being seen as a committed cadre or a party structure. How then is he going to make such a huge mark? Remains a question, many would say.
First thing is your question is absolutely right. They have come through political thing, but people are tired of so-called the Dravidian parties, which bring in the caste, and the BJP, which brings in the religion to divide and bring the hatred. Specifically, they are doing it in Tamil Nadu. The DMK is doing it in Tamil Nadu. Vijay has clearly shown that every religion, every caste is part of him. And as a matter of fact, for the first time, a major player has placed in both the ADMK-led regime and so-called Dravidian module regime. They have not brought in a specific caste, whereas Vijay has given an opportunity to all the castes, which shows it is a religious harmony. They are not burdened with that so-called decay.
Okay, let me bring in Mr. Rajgopalan on that, because, Mr. Rajgopalan, when I was in Chennai and speaking to some of these TVK leaders, they say that this is kind of like Punjab, where people are bored of the two ruling parties over there, and there's some amount of voter fatigue that has set in, and therefore they go in for a new option, such as the Aam Aadmi Party. Is that the likely scenario why voters would perhaps test Vijay as a possible candidate this time round, and sort of given their mandate to him? Do you see that as a likely possibility?
I don't see that. I don't see at all. Because as Jara Jacob said, Tamil Nadu is giving a clear-cut mandate. They won't give it. But at the same time, I go with Mr. America Narayanan, because TVK is much popular today because of the anti-incumbency, the DMK's misrule, the drug menace, and also the family politics. There is no law and order in Tamil Nadu. Now, DMK is also having strategy meetings. TVK is also having strategy meetings. If it is going to be a hung house, then whatever the projections you have given, that may happen. The resort politics, like Punjab, like, Aam Aadmi Party, whatever you said that. But at the same time, the most worried party in Tamil Nadu is DMK. And they may do any amount of, because they crushed TVK before elections, and after DMK election also, DMK will crush TVK.
Okay.
Because to uproot they want to project Udayanidhi Stalin. For that, they may go to any extent. And I say, American Narayan is absolutely correct. The Tamil Nadu wants have a new type of regime. Apart from that, now suppose if the TVK gets the support from ADMK, what will happen to BJP? Suppose if Congress is also coming out of the DMK alliance, what will happen to Congress-DMK alliance?
Right.
Rahul Gandhi never campaigned. So these two national parties will play a crucial role in the state politics.
Okay.
And Amit Shah will not keep quiet. Similarly, Rahul Gandhi will also not keep quiet. The net sufferer is DMK. The net winner is TVK.
Okay, I'm going to come to the national scenario and the national perspective in just a moment. And Apsara Reddy, I'm just going to request you to hold on for a few moments more. But I want to ask this question of Saravanan. Saravanan, the DMK will do anything to crush the TVK, says Mr. Rajgopalan. The fears coming in from the TVK are also that if there is poaching of their MLA candidates or who would be elected as MLAs as they believe, then that would also perhaps be happening from the side of the DMK. So what do you have to say about this charge coming in?
Madhav, it is highly presumptuous, Madhav. I don't know, I cannot but laugh at all these outrageous suggestions that this is what is going to happen, this is a Punjab will happen. Tamil Nadu is not a Punjab. Tamil Nadu is Tamil Nadu. It's the battle is between the DMK and the ADMK, and we have Trump. If you look at the 2006 elections, 2016 elections, and the 2026 elections, there is this third player. In the other elections, there were no third players, significant third players. In 2006, when there was a third player, we were not able to get a majority. It helped the incumbent. But there was anti-incumbency against Jayalalitha. That is the reason why we were able to get to power in 2006. Similarly, in 2016, there was a significant third player. We were not able to come to power because they split the anti-incumbency votes. Again, in 2026, the same scenario is going to play. We are the incumbent and there is no anti-incumbency. There is a pro-incumbency wave that is sweeping across the state of Tamil Nadu. And Mr. M.K. Stalin, the rockstar chief minister, is the numero uno, the spontaneous outpouring of love and affection towards him is going to take us, sail us through.
Let's get an answer on that.
Just a moment, Madhav.
Yeah.
In 2019, what happened in 2019 to BJP? How they got 37.7% of the votes and they got 303 seats. Similar thing is going to happen. There was a fragmented opposition. They were able to come back to power. The same thing is going to happen in 2026.
You're saying pro-incumbency. Let's get in a point of view from your principal opponent, that is the ADMK. There's a pro-incumbency wave. Stalin is extremely popular. We're going to come back to power. He says 180 seats. But one question that Apsara Reddy, I have to ask you, of course, respond to those questions, is what about the possibility of ADMK and Vijay tying up post-poll? Is that a very real and distinct possibility that these exit polls have thrown up in your view?
See, honestly, Madhav, exit polls come and go. People are a very silent electorate in Tamil Nadu. Exit polls have got it wrong in 2016 and 2021 on many predictions. I really feel the ADMK's vote bank is very strong. It's a deeply loyal vote bank. It's a predominantly rural vote bank. And Vijay, if anywhere that he's going to cause a dent is in DMK strongholds, I think mostly in urban centers like Chennai. And I'm definitely sure that AIDMK will form the government. You might laugh at me now because all the polls are saying otherwise. But for sure, it is not going to be the DMK government. And about post-poll alliance with Vijay and AIDMK, numbers have to do the talking. So I can't predict that. I'm not an astrologer or a political pundit to that extent. But we'll have to wait and watch post-poll. But I'm very confident that AIDMK will cross the 120, 130 mark.
But Apsara Reddy, I must ask you this. Given the fact that you have an alliance with the BJP, how will this actually work? And in fact, Mr. Rajgopalan was alluding to that. Will there be a BJP-blessed alliance between the ADMK and with the TVK? Because Vijay has constantly attacked the BJP in the run-up to this campaign. How will things work out if it comes to that? It's a hypothetical scenario, but what are the possibilities of that happening?
It's a very hypothetical scenario, and I think Vijay is being given more credit than due. I think he'll dent a lot of DMK vote share, but I don't think, in terms of getting seats, I'm not sure how many he will get. My personal guess would be 4 to 5 at the most. I don't think it's going to be anywhere close to what my Axis is predicting. So I think we need to wait and watch. It's a couple more days, and the rockstar chief minister, if that's what Mr. Saravanan is calling the chief minister, he's definitely on his way out.
If you call him the rockstar chief minister, that means he's on his way out. You want to respond to that, Saravanan?
See, we are winning this election. The ground reports, what we have got, if you look at specifics, the southern districts, we are sweeping. We are sweeping Tirunelveli, Kanyakumari, Dindigul, the Delta districts we are sweeping. And Coimbatore, we are performing very well than the last time. And in Chennai, we are retaining what we have polled last time. So there is no way we are losing. See, anybody, I am saying, this person is saying, this axis is saying, oh, he is going to get this many votes or that many votes. Please mention the constituencies. So we will have an idea. We will have an idea. So otherwise, if you're not mentioning the constituencies.
Okay, let American Narayan come in on that. Which are these constituencies, American Narayan? Fair question, let him answer.
Okay. I didn't quite get the question. All I am trying to say is, this morning, in the last 2 days, I've been talking to the people who are on the street, sweeping the street. I've talked to a central government C-class worker. You will be surprised. These are the people who are in their late 50s, and they said they have made the change. So even though we think traditionally less than 50-year-old are going voting for Vijay, and it's changing. It's that I think this poll is bringing in a death knell to the Dravidian parties, and a new emerging party is coming into it. I'm not sure whether they're going to form the government, but I can clearly say the future is with the new party. They do not have the experienced people, but I think they will fill in the void, and they will be the not.
But American Narayan, what Saravanan is essentially asking us to name the constituencies. At least tell us where you think Vijay will make a dent. Will it be within Chennai? Will it be the larger urban cities of Tamil Nadu? Will it be amongst just the seats which are youth and women dominated? Which are the areas and the demographics that he's going to make a dent as far as the DMK and the other parties are concerned?
I think if you really look at it, people are saying, the ADMK is saying, DMK is going to he's taking a DMK vote, and DMK is saying, because both of them are scared shit. I'm sorry, scared.
Yeah, please.
Now,
it's a family channel. Yeah, let's mind our language.
I'm sorry. But however, that I think he has appealed, he's not an A-class, in other words, city like Kamal Hassan fans. He has fans in the villages, in rural areas and urban areas, and hence he will cut. When he went to rural areas, you can see the crowd. I don't think it is an urban phenomenon, even though I think DMK has felt the heat and they tried to bring in an urban specific Chennai-based manifesto because they knew they're going to lose Chennai.
Okay. You know that you're going to lose Chennai, therefore there is a specific strategy for Chennai. Respond to that, Saravanan.
This is not about Chennai specific, because we wanted to tell the people what we wanted to do. See, the question is this. The only question is, you are saying these many votes he is going to get, that many votes he is going to get. But the MLA candidates, you please don't underestimate the wisdom of the people of Tamil Nadu. They are not going to vote because there is this whistle symbol overlooking the local candidate who has been there with them for so long. This is one aspect. The other aspect is, if you look at the last 10 years of how the entire country has voted, it has always returned the incumbent government, let it be Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal. All these last 10 years, even in the state of Tamil Nadu, the incumbent government was returned. When it is in Maharashtra, when the welfare scheme targeting women, it will convert into votes. In Bihar, it will.
Okay. Yeah, I think we've lost that line there, Saravanan, but I want Mr. Rajgopalan to answer that. Is it true that we have seen, he has a point, that in several states, whether Maharashtra or Bihar, we have seen incumbents, governments return to power on the basis of the strength of their governance, and that's going to happen once again in Tamil Nadu. Do you think that national situation will repeat in Tamil Nadu, as Saravanan claims, Mr. Rajgopalan?
Then Saravanan has contradicting himself, because it is DMK Stalin who said DMK will not, support Narendra Modi, but Narendra Modi came to power third time. If you agree that, what is the answer he is going to give? Second thing, today Congress spokesperson in Chennai said that they want to share power with DMK. What is the answer of DMK for that? But finally, I tell you, Madhav, I go with JVC's predictions. I go with Mr. Times Now's predictions. There is no question of DMK coming to power. DMK has been drubbed by the persons of voters. They have been down by that because of his family politics. Because DMK, as Prime Minister also said, is a crying baby. Paisa de do, paisa
So
de do,
that's
paisa
the
de do.
other outlier of a poll, as you rightly mentioned. JVC Sriram's poll, which of course predicts a clear victory as far as the BJP ADMK alliance is concerned. And of course, Apsara Reddy smiling over there. We'll have to leave it, unfortunately, out of time. Saravanan, Apsara Reddy, as well as Mr. Rajgopal and America Narayan, thanks so much for joining us. Is this what's going to play out? Will Vijay be a bigger factor than was previously imagined in this entire election? That's what all the speculation is about, and certainly the exit polls have made this scenario even more confusing, if anything, that we can predict from that. For the moment, slipping into a very quick break.